Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the Astra Militarum Battle Force coming out this holiday period called the Cadian Defense Force. Now this box set is a great way to get started with a brand new army, and there are many of these box sets coming out for Warhammer 40,000 and for Warhammer Age of Sigmar as well that you can use to get started this holiday season. So with that said, in this video we're going to go through all the contents of this box set, talk a little bit about what they do on the tabletop, before having a look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Astra Militarum using the Cadian Defense Force for Warhammer 40,000. And so, to begin with, first of all, we get a Cadian Command Squad in this box. Now, this is a really interesting box set here because we can have a Cadian Commander in the box. This is actually a 5-model unit that is a leader option for us. You've also got a Veteran Guardsman, a Master Vox, Medipack, and a Regimental Standard all in there as well. And they can be equipped in a variety of different ways. Now, the big thing here is that this unit can lead Cadian shock troops, which is really nice, actually giving some quite strong objective control to the unit, as the standard does increase your objective control by 1. Your Medipack also gives the unit a Feel No Pain of 6+, which is really cool because this means if they join that full command squad, the full squad of Cadian troops will have that as well. And a Master Vox means his order can issue officers' orders up to 24-inch away to eligible units, which is really cool. Ability-wise, Cadia stands while this unit contains its Cadian command officer. It can ignore any modifiers to its roles for characteristics or models in the units for any roll or test that they have to make, excluding modifiers to save rolls, obviously. But on top of that, you've just got so many different weapon options you can take. You can choose to have that Veteran Guardsman have things like a Power Fist or stuff like that. You could also have a special weapon like Plasma Gun or Grenade Launcher as well. Now moving on, we then do get the Cadian Shock Troops. These are your bread and butter troops for the Cadians. The ability wise of Shock Troops means at the end of your command phase, if they're in range of an objective, they can actually make it a sticky objective, as it will be referred to throughout the community. This means you can control that objective even if you've got no models within range of it. For your opponent to take control of it, they would need to capture it at some point off you. Now, they've got some war gear abilities as well, the Voxcaster as well. Each time they have a command spent on them, they potentially can get it refunded for a 5+ and get that command point back on them if they've got a stratagem used on them. Now, war gear option wise, for every 10 models in the unit, you can have a special weapon. This could be a flamer, grenade launcher, melter gun, or plasma gun, though you can't select the same weapon more than once unless the unit contains 20 models, in which case you cannot select the same weapon more than twice per unit. And for every 10 models in the unit, you can also have one of the models equipped to be a Voxcaster. Your Shock Trooper's Sergeant as well can have a Las Pistol replaced with Bolt Pistol. And then you've also got the option of any number of Shock Troopers can have their Las Pistol and Chainsword replaced with a 1 drum-fed auto gun or close combat weapon as well on that Sergeant. So 2 special weapons. Your Sergeant can have some cool upgrades as well if you want. And you're also going to get a Voxcaster in the unit, a really solid all-round unit that's going to hold objectives well and sort of produce your main battle line. Now, speaking of battle line, you are going to be supported by 2 Rogel Dawn battle tanks in this box set. These are a pretty solid vehicle, toughness 12, 2+ save, and 18 wounds. They've got a few different main weapon options. They will either start with the twin battle cannon, or they can go with an oppressor cannon with coaxial mounted auto cannon as well. Now, the big difference here, so looking at that twin battle cannon, these are D6 plus 3 shots, 4+ to hit, strength 10 minus 1 AP, damage 3 with the blast and twin linked rule. The oppressor cannon, on the other hand, is going to be a 72-inch range blast weapon. It's got strength 12, D6 plus 3 shots. It doesn't have twin linked, but it also does get that coaxial auto cannon as well for some extra strength 9 minus 1 AP, damage 3 shots as well. So you're going to get some guaranteed shots coming out of that as well. And of course, the oppressor cannon does go up to that strength 12 minus 2 AP over the battle cannon's strength 10 minus 1 AP. Otherwise, you've got some other weapon options. You can take things like pulverizer cannons on them, which are another blast weapon, multi-melters, melty-guns as well, and castigated Gatling cannons can all be equipped on them in various different parts of the model. These things can pack an incredible amount of firepower into them. As you can see on the models here, you've got your main sort of weapon, you've then got the hull-mounted weapons, I think 3 of them, and your sponsors as well, for a ton of firepower coming out of the Rogal Dawns. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Now, where to go next? Another character I think is really great to bring into your force is the Commissar. I think he can really help your second unit of Cadian shock troops become a nice and movable unit as well. Obviously, you're going to have the strong objective control in the other unit with the command squad, but his ability is summary execution is once per battle at the start of any phase. You can select a friendly Astra Militarum unit that is battle shocked and within 12 inch. You simply execute one model in that unit and they're no longer battle shocked. On top of this, while another officer model is in the same unit as this model, you can reroll battleshock tests taken for that unit as well, which is really cool. So this is really interesting. He can lead a variety of different troops, from Cadian shock troops, Cadian jungle fighters, your Death Corps of Krieg, infantry squads, Kaskans, and Tempestus Scions as well. Now, moving on, we then have the Ogrins. I think these provide a really nice sort of more strong combat unit, and definitely combat is something we want to have at least something going. Ogrins at 65 points each, toughness 6, 3 wounds apiece. They've also got their ranged weapons of Ripper guns, which are 3 shots with the rapid fire 3 roll at strength 5, minus 1 AP damage 2. Can be good at taking out enemy space marines and a good, nice, strong counter to have in your line. They can either provide a nice distraction for opponent to actually want to target them instead, thinking, you know, they may be more dangerous than your base troops, or indeed, if they don't get ignored, they can simply go up and start to cause some serious damage, because their melee weapons, the Ripper gun, actually is AP minus 1, damage 1 with strength of 6 in melee. Now, looking at a more true melee unit for the force, we have the Attilan Rough Riders. These are going to be a fast-moving, combat-orientated unit you can have access to. Movement 12, toughness 4, 2 wins each, and a 4+ save. They do have las guns and las pistols as ranged weapons, but really it's all about their cool weapons in combat. You've obviously got the hunting lances with melter tips and frag tips in there for some cool options. You've got the extra attacks coming out of the horses as well, though they're not really that great, but they do provide extra attacks. And then of course your Goad Lance as well with the Lance special rule is a really nice option to give to 1 in every 5 models. This can be a strength 6 minus 2 AP damage 2 weapon with the Lance special rule, meaning you add 1 to your attack's wounds roll if you charge with it. And a Power Saber can also be equipped on the Sergeant to give an AP minus 2 weapon to the unit as well with damage 1. Now, they do have some other special rules available to them. Horsemasters, you can ignore any and all modifiers to their move, characteristic, and to advance and charge rolls. This is particularly fantastic if your opponent is running Tyranids. They will be a great answer to those annoying Barbgorns. Lastly, we have some long-range artillery, and this is in the form of the field ordnance batteries. Now, you've got a variety of different ranged weapons, from your bombast field guns, which are indirect fire troop killing options, heavy las cannons for strength 14 with 2 shots each, minus 3 AP and damage d6 plus 1, or the Malleus rocket launcher, which is sort of a midway point d6 plus 6 shots, 5+ to hit, strength 6, minus 1 AP, damage 1, blast, and heavy. So can go down to that 4+ to hit. It is a really interesting sort of weapon option. Obviously, you've got your las guns and las pistols equipped with the guys that are on there as well. And you've got the ray arm, reload, and fire, where while the unit's being infected by it, or you provide a ray stationary, it can gain sustained hits 1. And so here we have our sample army list for the Astra Militarum. Now, obviously, going into combined regiment and incursion here, we have our Cadian command squad. We've gone for a plasma pistol power fist on the Cadian commander, and he's got the death mask of Oleanus on him as well. What this particular little enhancement is going to do for him, nice 10 points. You can only equip this on an officer, but while they're battle shop, you subtract 1 from the objective control rather than reducing it to 0. This can be incredibly powerful and incredibly incredibly useful. Now, we then have the Cadian Veteran Guardsman, who's got a plasma gun in there to give us a little bit extra shooting. And then we've got the Master Vox, the Medipack, and the Regimental Standard all in there as well. A Commissar is our second HQ option with a plasma pistol and power weapon. And then we have a battle line of 2 Cadian Shock Troops units. We've gone for taking plasma guns and grenade launchers for good sort of Space Marine killing, but also some good use against hordes and indeed lighter vehicles. For all the data sheets, we've got on the Attilan Rough Riders, we've got the Goad Lance in the unit, but we've also got the Power Saber on the Rough Rider Sergeant. Field Ordnance Battery, we definitely needed some anti-tanks, so we've gone for taking these with heavy las cannons. An Ogryn Squad, cheap, extra bodies, and some good solid wound density there. And then the 2 Rogel Dawns, we've actually gone for the 2 different loadouts, one more Horde Killy, one more anti-tank. If you've got some ideas, though, on how you'd expand upon the initial Cadian Defence Force box set, though, with your own Astra Militarum, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell, and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, the Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well. And most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.